この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Yo, everyone, I'm in. This time we will discuss Blue Lock in the manga version. Before we start, please support this channel by hit the like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. In the previous episode, Rin took a free kick. With a pinpoint high-speed free kick, the ball flew over Isagi's head, and he didn't give Isagi a chance to react. Rin scores a goal, and now the red team is ahead with a score of 4-3. At that moment, the white team's players were panicking, because if the red team scored one more goal, the match would be over. In this situation, Isagi is still trying to find a solution to win the match. Isagi thinks back. Rin's free kick just now, there was no feasible way to defend against that goal. I should have stopped instead was the play before that Tokimitsu and Rin's midfield breakthrough. Then he drew out Tokimitsu's bottomless stamina, made all the more effective in the final phase of the match, to set up that huge opportunity. And all we could do was try and stop them. If I'd noticed Tokimitsu's ability before Rin, I might have been able to change the outcome. It's always that one last step. Just when I think I'm about to catch up, he slips out of my reach. Then Isagi began to understand Rin's pattern of play. I see, Rin kicked that way because I was his opponent. That's it. From that perspective, if I can utilize myself from a different angle, I can devour him. Is this the formula for beating Rin? Kickoff. Nagi passes the ball to Isagi. Then quickly Isagi dribbles behind Baro. As Baro saw Isagi dribbling behind him, he assumed Isagi would pass to him to score. Then Baro maneuvered to break through Tokimitsu's defense so Isagi could easily pass the ball to him. But unexpectedly for the umpteenth time, Isagi ran in the other direction and he only used Baro as bait to break through the red team's defense. But all of a sudden Bachira came to stop his movement, and Isagi realized Rin was watching his movements behind Bachira. With a quick response, Isagi passed the ball to the right side of the field, where in that position Chigiri and Ryu were running to catch the pass from Isagi. And in anticipation of Chigiri's pass, all players rushed to the goal zone. In this situation, only Isagi can read ahead and move accordingly, while everyone else is struggling to gain the upper hand. Isagi disappears into the far side of Rin's field of vision and cuts towards the inside, taking the shortest route. He breaks diagonally to the goalpost. Realizing Isagi's movement, Chigiri quickly passed the ball to him. The future that Isagi envisioned was here. He can score with a direct shot on his absolute territory. However, Rin suddenly responded to Isagi's movement, and immediately tried to block Isagi's shooting lane. But Isagi had predicted Rin's movement to block his shot, so he quickly cancelled his kick and changed his position, and in Rin's blind spot, Isagi executed a direct kick backward backheel shot. And the goal was scored. Isagi's brilliant play devouring Itoshi Rin to equalize the score at 4-4. All the white team players cheered for Isagi, who managed to equalize and could beat Itoshi Rin alone. Then Baro asked Isagi, and he said, "That entire play just now, was that all calculated?" Isagi replied, "Yeah. Though my first thought was just to slip out and shoot straight for the goal. But then with the assumption that Rin would predict everything, I finalized my plan with a back heel as the finisher. Under normal circumstances, I should have been able to score just by breaking through to the goal post, but because it was Rin, he was able to keep up and even block my shot. Because of his genius, and his superior physical capabilities, I knew he would be able to keep up with me all the way to the end. It's a formula specifically designed to counter Itoshi Rin, made possible only because I believed in him." Baro said, "Meaning if he hadn't come through as planned, he might have scored instead. You made a big gamble there." Chigiri said, "But you know, if it wasn't for you sharing the same eyes as Rin, this wouldn't have been possible." Then Nagi said, "This means, in terms of both score and ability, we're on even ground with the top three." Then Isagi said to his teammates, "Yeah, in this last play, let's win and show them once and for all who the better team is." Rivalry Battle 4 vs 4 last play. Kick off. And again with the same strategy, Rin played a 1-2 pass with Tokimitsu. And when the ball was in Tokimitsu, Baro quickly responded by chasing Tokimitsu to grab the ball, as well as Chigiri, where at the same time, Chigiri ran to attack Tokimitsu. Realizing the threat coming from two directions at once, Tokimitsu immediately returned the ball to Rin. Isagi, who had read the pattern of the game, immediately tried to intercept the pass that Rin was about to receive, but Rin managed to take over the ball, and directly passed it to Ryu. At that moment the duel between Ryu and Nagi took place. Nagi, realizing that he would not be able to win if he had to duel in the air, he let Ryu jump first to hold the ball using his chest. Then later, after the ball was about to fall to the ground, Nagi immediately jumped and stole the ball from Ryu. But Ryu didn't let that happen, because at the same time, Ryu jumped one more time, and immediately took the ball away from Nagi. When Ryu had the ball, he intended to pass the ball back to Rin, who was running in the middle of the field, but he realized Isagi was still marking Rin, so Ryu gave his long pass directly to Bachira, who was running behind Rin and Isagi. But because Bachira was thinking too much about something else and not focusing on the match, Chigiri managed to get the ball away from Bachira using a sliding tackle. The loose ball rolled towards Baro, and Baro with all his power held on to the ball from Tokimitsu, who tried to snatch it. Chigiri, who saw that, yelled to his teammates to counterattack, and the entire white team moved forward to attack the red team's area to score a goal. As Baro was dribbling, followed by Tokimitsu, who was trying to take the ball away from him, Isagi shouted to Baro to pass the ball to him. Then without hesitation, Baro passed the ball to Isagi, and immediately Isagi returned the ball to Baro. Isagi x Baro, anti-combo 1-2 pass. As Isagi dribbled the ball after getting a pass from Baro, Bachira suddenly ran behind him at high speed, and made a sliding tackle to snatch the ball from him. But Isagi was able to dodge it, and with a quick response Isagi realized that while dodging Bachira's tackle, Rin was already running towards him to steal the ball. Isagi quickly passed the ball to Chigiri, who was running on the right side of the field. Shortly after receiving the pass, Chigiri shot a long pass straight into the red team's penalty area. Nagi, who was being marked by Tokimitsu, leapt to receive the pass with his chest and played a through ball to Isagi. Isagi immediately ran after Nagi's deflected pass and fired a shot straight at the goal. But Rin, who had been running in front of the goalposts, managed to block Isagi's shot with his head, and the goal was not scored. From here, the red team's counter-attacking scheme began, with Bachira at the core of the play, as the loose ball came flying towards Bachira. At that moment, all the red team players ran to counterattack. Bachira, who was dribbling, quickly ran towards Isagi, and he easily managed to pass him. After seeing Bachira's style of play, Isagi immediately realized that at this time the Bachira in front of him was not the Bachira he had known before. Therefore Isagi ordered Chigiri and Nagi to immediately pursue and stop him using any methods. Right after Chigiri had managed to chase Bachira, and had closed the direction of his movement, without a moment's delay Bachira went past Chigiri using his dribbling technique. Then suddenly Baro came and tried to stop his movement by holding Bachira's shoulders. But unexpectedly, Bachira was able to overcome Baro's physical power, and managed to get away from him. And when Bachira was surrounded by three people at once, he still tried to dribble the ball himself. He tried to break through the siege of guards using his street soccer technique, bouncing the ball into the air, and doing a juggling technique using his right foot. Then the ball was kicked slowly into the air to pass the people who surrounded him at once. Nagi immediately turned his body to stop Bachira by holding Bachira's body using his hands with the aim of knocking him to the ground. But unexpectedly, in that position, Bachira twisted his body in the air to break the grip of Nagi, and managed to escape. Then without anyone being able to stop him, Bachira directly shot the ball into the white team's goal. But right after the ball was kicked by Bachira, Isagi suddenly predicted his style of play, and blocked Bachira's shot. Finally, a precious chance was denied by Isagi, and a goal was not scored from Bachira. But unfortunately, All of the red team's successive attack schemes were not over yet, because at the same time, the ball that Isagi had previously blocked was still bouncing randomly in the air without a single player from the white team being able to chase it. Until finally, a lucky return came to Rin, because by chance the ball turned out to rebound towards Rin, and he directly shot a kick to the white team's goal and resulted in a goal. The game was over, and the red team won the match with a final score of 5-4. Isagi looked upset about his loss, but the red team looked happy to have won the game. And then Rin told his teammates to shut up, and he said, "I'm going to choose. And there will be no objections." I was completely unable to read that last play. It's the first time since coming to Blue Lock that I've tasted defeat. That makes one more person that I need to crush. I won't let you sink here. Come, Isagi Yoichi. You can have a front row view of my ascension to the world's #1. Blue Lock's second selection rivalry battle. Itoshi Rin, Ryu Jubei, Tokimitsu Aoshi, Bachira Meguru, and Isagi Yoichi. Clear. Until here this episode, what do you think? Give your opinion about this episode. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the latest videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.